Coming up on Chapman News, Wells Fargo under fire for fraud. The fines they're facing if the facts are true.
When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
It didn't take too long for me to realize I wanted to be a football coach.
Athletic Director Dave Curry retiring after over 5 decades in sports, nearly half of that with the Chapman Panthers. His proudest accomplishment and retirement plan coming up in a one-on-one interview.
And in the studio, we have the founders of Humans of Chapman, the passion project that's taking the school by storm.
And musicians migrate to Orange County this weekend. I'll tell you who in entertainment. I'm Loretta Sanchez, and Chapman News starts right now.
Happy Friday and welcome to our last newscast of the semester and our final newscast as executive producers. I'm Leah Freeman.
And I'm Wes Rappaport. Your full weekend forecast shortly, but let's get you right to the bank. Wells Fargo is facing accusations that the bank targets customers and is opening illegal accounts. Vivian Vu explains the penalties Wells Fargo may face if these illegal activities are true.
Wells Fargo, known for the motto "Bank Wherever Life Takes You," is under fire for targeting customers and opening illegal accounts under their names. Bankers were pressured to do whatever it takes to meet sales goals, which includes withdrawing money from customer accounts to pay for company fees.
If they are, in fact, doing that, there should definitely be consequences, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of like how police officers are encouraged to meet their quotas and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird how like the two are mutually exclusive, how one's okay and the other isn't. I feel like anytime you put pressure on somebody to put them in a position to where illegal options like are sometimes the valid ones, I feel like that's just a broken system in general.
The lawsuit claims that Wells Fargo violated California's unfair competition laws and could be fined up to $2,500 per violation. Apparently, Wells Fargo has fired a number of employees, but there was no further comment. Reporting in front of a Wells Fargo, I'm Vivian Vu, Chapman News.
Thanks, Vivian. Wells Fargo customers are urged to check over their accounts and records regularly.
A painful commute to work is all too familiar for SoCal residents. For some, any chance to save time in the car is worth the extra bucks. Menifee resident Cameron Annisted felt the same. He's now facing a steep bill of over $27,000 in toll lane fines after what he calls a billing mishap. Annisted insists he never received any notices from the Orange County Transportation Authority because he was unaware his card on file needed updating. The late fees piled up.
Anybody who knew that it was costing $200 to go under the thing wouldn't keep going under the thing and not pay it. The only way someone could rack up a bill for $27,000 like I did is if they had no idea that the bill was racking up. I didn't get the 282 notices, so when they wanted these tolls paid $5 at a time, I had no idea, right? But when they wanted $27,000, they knew where I was at and they could get a hold of me.
Annisted says his family doesn't have the means to pay the $27,000 fine, but he's happy to pay the actual toll fines of $600.
The Children's Hospital of Orange County is opening a new inpatient program benefiting pediatrics and adolescent mental health. The program is the first of its kind in Orange County and will accommodate kids under 12 years old by the year 2017. Starting this year, the hospital will expand its mental health services for children who are already in treatment for other serious illnesses. By next year, it plans to widen the outpatient eating disorder program and in the year following, hopes to provide partial hospitalization programs to aid in the prevention of readmissions. On May 20th, the Children's Hospital is holding a press conference to announce the system of care efforts and development of these programs.
CPR certification is known to save lives. Now, if a new bill is passed, all California high school students could be required to learn CPR to graduate. The bill, AB 319, was created by former EMT and California Assemblyman Freddie Rodriguez. He believes that CPR is one of the most valuable life-saving skills. Each year, nearly 400,000 people experience heart attacks outside of the hospital, and only 12% of those survive.
The more knowledge of these individuals coming out of high school not only helps them to understand how to attend to an incident, but also it may continue the interest and the desire to continue on to the health industry.
The high school CPR training would be part of the physical education classes, and if the bill passes, California would become the 25th state to require CPR training before graduation.
It's the end of an era here at Chapman. Athletic Director Dave Curry retiring after 25 years as a Panther. In a one-on-one interview, he says Chapman football's recent success is near the top of his list of favorite moments. Here's a look at the journey of a career that spans 5 decades. So after such a long tenure, why now?
Well, the way it is today, I'd just soon stay.
A fixture of Chapman athletics for a quarter of a century. Dave Curry perhaps reconsidering retirement after the success of Chapman sports this season.
I think my wife is ready to see me for dinner a few more nights, but I've just had a great ride here at Chapman, and what a spectacular campus.
Curry's lengthy career began in Southern California. He's in the St. Bonaventure High School Hall of Fame for leading his team to the 1968 state championship. His coaching resume includes stints at Stanford, Cincinnati, and Long Beach State. He spent a year at UCLA before coming to Chapman in 1990.
A lot of people thought Dr. Doty was crazy for starting football when many schools were dropping programs. Here comes tiny Chapman adding it. But we knew how to do it because a lot of us had been down that road, and the Los Angeles Rams helped us, and we got it done.
Football and basketball both making the playoffs. Football obviously with a very successful playoff run, making the playoffs for the first time in school history. These teams are doing well over the past couple of years. A little bit of credibility certainly helps that, doesn't it?
It really does, and there's nothing better than having a winning football team on a college campus in the fall. It just gets everybody excited and the enthusiasm just because of the numbers, and it carries over into your winter sports, basketball obviously, women's volleyball, or swimming programs, and then into the spring with baseball, softball, track and field, tennis, you name them all, they're there.
What do you think you'll miss the most about being here?
I'll miss the coaches because basically as an athletic director, you're coaching coaches all the time. So the interaction with the staff, but the students are just amazing. Every year they get younger, they get better looking, they get smarter. They're not wiser, but they do get a lot smarter, and it's a fun element. Chapman's my family. That includes John David, Tracy, and my wife Elaine. But we are a family here. Everything we do with our coaches and our athletes is a family-oriented feeling. My definition of winning is a good performance. When you perform well, work well, teach well, I think good things happen.
Curry says if he could do it all over again, his only regret would be to get another playing field for students. And he told me in our chat that he's very much looking forward to his new full-time job, grandfather to 15 grandkids.
Catfishing refers to setting up a fake online profile, usually for the purposes of luring someone into a romantic relationship. One Chapman student became part of a catfishing scheme when a friend found her pictures on a Tinder profile that she hadn't created.
Yeah, senior Natalie Aronson immediately notified the dating app, who then deleted the profile, but couldn't quite explain how her pictures were taken from her private Facebook page.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that, from what I've heard, Tinder doesn't do much to help and Facebook can't do much either. So for all the people that are having these fake profiles and are kind of subjected to this, it's not fair. I don't think it's very right.
Aronson has since double-checked her privacy settings on all of her social media accounts. According to a study done by My Life, an information management company, 83 million Facebook accounts are faked or duplicated.
The study also claims that 97% of the catfishing accounts are people posing as women. Social media users are encouraged to use precaution when it comes to their privacy. Humans of New York is a blog, Facebook page, and Instagram account created by Brandon Stanton in 2010. He began taking photos of New Yorkers and asking them about their stories, asking them questions to hear their stories. Now with 13 million Facebook likes, the page inspired Chapman sophomore Courtney Bankhead to start her own Facebook page, Humans of Chapman.
Yeah, and she is here today alongside her photographer, Alice Soy. to tell us more about the Facebook page that is spreading through Chapman like wildfire. Ladies, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got to start you off. You've got almost 1,500 likes on this Facebook page.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Like nothing that I ever expected, honestly. It was just kind of a little hobby of mine, kind of a side thing, and it just blew up. And to have that support is just incredible, incredible.
What was some of the reasoning behind starting this? Like, what inspired you?
Well, a friend actually showed me the Humans of New York blog post, and people that know me know that I'm a very passionate person about people and just kind of the human experience and what that's like for everyone. And so I thought, you know, with everything that's been happening with Chapman this year and last semester, we need that platform for people to be able to speak their voices, because diversity is everywhere you go, and there's different ways that it shows itself, and I think that's what Chapman needs.
Now, Alice, let's bring you into the mix a little bit. So you joined Courtney a little later after she started the page. What brought you on? Why did you sign on to this project?
Well, I heard about the page when it was almost at 1,000 likes. It was about around 900, and some of my friends in my acapella group told me about it. And I took a look at it, and I messaged her because it seemed like a really cool concept. And I'm also very much the kind of person who is very passionate about bringing out people's stories, because I think everyone has something to say, but they just don't necessarily have the opportunity to say it. And so this seemed like the perfect opportunity. And of course, I was already a huge fan of Humans in New York. So I messaged the page, not knowing it was Courtney at the time. To me, it was just an anonymous face. But I messaged them because I'm an amateur photographer, and I said, hey, I'm a photographer. Would you be interested in having somebody join your team? And yeah, she said yes.
At first though, I was like, I need to take care of this on my own. We're not even established. And then Alice made a post on Facebook about self-expression and how that reveals itself with the photos that she takes, and that's when I said, she needs to be with me. We need to have this, because I'm not a photographer. She has the skills. I just do the interviewing. So yeah.
One last quick question. What do you hope to achieve with this through the Chapman community?
Yeah, the plan is to just make it bigger and better. I think this is one of those blogs where it has the opportunity to kind of shape itself and mold itself through time. So just bigger and better, and we'll see where it goes from there.
All right, well, Courtney Bankhead and Alice Sway, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, guys. Coming up, how one local company is using a shoe design competition to promote high school art programs across the nation.
And there's nothing sweeter than a break from work, especially when cupcakes are involved. We'll tell you what one group of politicians did to satisfy their sweet tooth for a cause.
Lots of lightning last night. Could have more today. I'll have that and your 5-day forecast coming up on Chapman News.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Welcome back. A 5-year-old girl's love for the ocean inspired a whole new program at the Ocean Institute in Dana Point.
Maddie James was the ocean's biggest fan and loved visiting the Institute, but she died in 2011 from an inoperable brain tumor. And tomorrow, the second and final phase of the Maddie James Seaside Learning Center will be unveiled to the public, bringing a new life to the Ocean Institute.
Reporter Mitch Eby is live at the center with more on the renovation project. Mitch?
Thanks, Wes and Leah. We're here live at the Ocean Institute in Dana Point. Very exciting weekend coming up with the grand opening of the Maddie James Seaside Learning Center. Now, I'm joined today with Exhibit Design Director Julianne Steers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
All right, so can you give us some sort of background and information, some inspiration on the brand new Learning Center?
Certainly. We opened the Maddie James Seaside Learning Center, which is our dockside facility, and it's a part of this component that we're having the grand opening tomorrow morning. It's the Headlands and Beyond exhibit, and it comprises 9 new exhibits to allow the public to come through. Frequently, we've just had to send the public away because we educate over 100,000 school kids every year.
Very, very awesome. So do you have kind of a little bit of a sneak peek on what's coming up, what's going to be featured, what's new in the Seaside Learning Center?
Oh, definitely. So actually right behind us, we have this rocky reef environment highlighting animals that live in our backyard. So we have a California green moray eel and some rainbow surf perch. And so this is a place where you can engage and explore and investigate what is right off our coast.
Very, very cool. So one more question before we wrap it up. Tomorrow is the grand opening. What all is going on here at the Institute?
There's quite a number of activities that we have going on here tomorrow. We have a fundraising walk called the Sea Star Stroll. So there's still ability to sign up for that between 7 and 9. We have walk-up registration. And then that will wander down into our open house and grand opening in the new facility.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure everybody you come here down to Dana Point to check it out tomorrow at the Ocean Institute. Sea Star Stroll, a lot of good things going on here tomorrow morning with the grand opening of the Maddie James Seaside Learning Center. From Dana Point, I'm Mitch Eby. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Mitch, thanks so much. And there are a handful of events at the Ocean Institute this weekend, as he mentioned, including an open house festival, fundraising walk along the coastal bluffs there in Dana Point.
Funds raised from the Sea Star Stroll benefit the Institute's hands-on historical and environmental education programs.
Now, Orange County Democrat Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez is running for Senate. Sanchez looks to fill the vacancy left by outgoing Senator Barbara Boxer. Throwing her name into the hat, the Chapman alum will be up against Democrat Kamala Harris. Harris currently serves as the state's Attorney General and will likely dominate the Bay Area region where she served as District Attorney. Sanchez's strengths lie in her Southern California her strong following, and her experience as she defeated a 6-term Republican incumbent and rapidly rose to the Homeland Security Committee. Harris is regarded as a personal friend to President Obama, but Sanchez's veteran political status should make for an interesting campaign. And America's obsession with kale hasn't gone unnoticed by the big food chains, including the Big Mac of them all, McDonald's. The fast food chain announced plans last week to expand their menu to include breakfast bowls packed with kale, spinach, turkey sausage, bruschetta, and egg whites. The other bowl comes with hash brown chorizo, scrambled eggs, cheddar jack cheese, and pico de gallo sauce. My mouth is watering. The chain is currently testing the bowl in 9 Southern California locations, including nearby cities like Long Beach, Los Angeles, and Santa Monica.
A local high school leaps to the final round in a national shoe design contest. Harper White has the story.
This year, Bands held its 6th annual Custom Culture Art Competition. The competition gives high schools around the country a chance to submit shoe designs to ultimately be produced and sold. The main purpose of the contest is to raise money for high school art programs around the country.
We're just really passionate about giving students a platform, and we feel that our footwear is already that connection for them to a youth culture, and to give them this opportunity is to give them an opportunity to have a voice.
Northwood High School in Irvine advanced as finalists in the top 10 of the California region and the top 50 in the nation. The students had tough competition throughout the country, but held their own.
At first I didn't believe that we actually would have made it out of so many schools, but I was glad that we made it that far.
It was just fun designing them and knowing that we were doing this for such a big company and we were advertising the arts.
The contest pushed students' creativity levels to the max.
It gave me a different view of art, how else can I apply art?
I think it's great that they still have more art classes, more advanced art classes they can go on to, and now they are motivated to continue on because they see that they could have a future in this, and they see that people are acknowledging their creativity.
Vans announced their top finalists this week, and although Northwood didn't make the cut, they're still planning on entering again next year. From Northwood High School, I'm Harper White, Chapman News.
The proceeds from sales of the winning shoe will be donated to Americans for the Arts, an organization that provides high school art programs with grants.
And when you think local elected representatives, does the word cupcake come to mind? Local officials competed in a cupcake challenge in Dana Point on Thursday, and while it doesn't include eating dessert, it does include frosting, sprinkles, and just a little bit of politics. Julie Martirano reports.
Some politicians thought they had the night off when they were invited to an event centered around cupcakes.
Sacramento, it's meeting to committee hearing to, it's a rat race. So it's always nice to be home and be with my constituents and support a good event.
Little did they know, it was a cutthroat competition they were about to be a part of. This first annual event is presented by the Laguna Niguel Republican Federated Group to raise funds for student scholarships.
They're really a caring group of women that want to raise money for education.
Some of the contestants include State Senator Pat Bates, Assemblyman Bill Breaux, and the mayor of Dana Point, Carlos Rivera.
I am not taking this seriously.
The rules are simple. These politicians get 15 minutes to decorate their cakes with a theme chosen at random.
The theme I picked was the 60s, so I had a lot of colors. I just got wild.
While Mayor Carlos Rivera tried to bribe Judge Enzo, ultimately Linda Lindholm with the Orange County School Board took home the prize for her princess cupcake. Now, I couldn't leave without asking at least one political question. So I talked to Assemblyman Bill Breaux about his thoughts on Loretta Sanchez running for Barbara Boxer's seat in the Senate.
She'll be a good candidate on the Democrat side, but like I said, I'll be supporting the Republican nominee for Senate.
Reporting from Dana Point, I'm Julie Martirano, Chapman News.
Thanks, Julie. Looks delicious. And the winner, Linda, got to leave with a plaque, a Princess Donna B apron, and bragging rights.
Yum. I want some cupcakes.
Yeah, it looks great.
But I also want some sunshine.
That would also be nice. But we are in the drought, and we do need a little bit of water. But it is pouring out there. It took a heck of a lot of trouble to get into the station today. Renee, please make it stop.
Honestly, guys, I wish I had that power, but I don't. But right now in Orange, it's 66 degrees, and like you guys mentioned, it is pouring out there, literally raining dogs. But if I show you Orange County's weather right now in Westminster, it's 65 degrees, as I mentioned earlier. Orange is 66, Irvine is also 66, Newport 63, and Laguna 64. So it looks like temperatures are in the 60s. We're gonna pull out so I can show you a little bit more of California. Santa Barbara 62, LA right here 59, and then Big Bear 42 degrees, lots of snow. So for my snowboarders and skiers, you guys should totally hit the slopes, but make sure you carefully drive out there. I'm gonna show you Orange's 5-day forecast. As I mentioned earlier, today it is pouring rain, so please, please, please be careful driving. I almost hydroplaned coming here, really slippy roads, but the rain should be clearing up tomorrow with 69 degrees the high, and then 70 degrees on Sunday, looking like a beautiful day, so you can go out and enjoy your little weekend activities. And then going into finals week in the high 60s, but still cloudy, so a little bit chilly. So since it's going to be my last Undie run ever on Wednesday, I thought, why not look at the weather? So during the day, 71 degrees, beautiful day. So I'm going to be in my little shorts, 63 degrees at 8 p.m. And then right before the run starts, USA, USA, 61 degrees. And speaking of running, I'm going to run right over to Sammy with sports.
Careers and a preview of the NHL Western Conference Finals. All that and more coming up next on the Best Campus Sports Show.
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us
To change the odds for our generation.
for the ones we love, for our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
Emergencies and disasters happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
This is Richard Sherman, and this is the best campus sports show on earth.
Welcome back. I'm Sammy Harrelson, and this is the year's last Best Campus Sports Show. As most seniors say goodbye to the sports they've played most of their lives, this Chapman Panther will get to continue his football career down under. Chapman football captain Greg Johnson is going to Australia to play pro football. He is training in his Panther paws to be a Brisbane Wildcat.
After the last game, I kind of thought to myself, I don't feel done yet. I feel like something's unfinished, and the main reason is that I want to go abroad, and football provides me that channel.
Although he has never been to Australia, this June, he is off to Brisbane playing linebacker and running back, but Johnson won't be the only Panther on the team. Teammate Sean Davey will be the Wildcats quarterback. Chapman faculty, alumni, and loved ones came together to celebrate Dave Curry and his achievements as athletic director. While most of the night was dedicated to reflecting on Curry's many accomplishments, it was also a chance to celebrate his 72nd birthday. Doug Aiken, the director of sports information, has confidence the program will be able to carry on Dave Curry's legacy.
I think what he's done is he's laid a fantastic foundation, and so I think that we'll continue to improve and get better. I think now that we're in part of the SCIAC conference, the groundwork is there now for us to start winning championships.
Chancellor Strupa and President Doty also announced they have created an endowment in Curry's honor and that the next athletic director will be named within the month. Take Chapman out to the ball game. Nothing says summer quite like baseball, and on June 26th, Chapman takes over Angel Stadium for a special night at the ballpark. Chapman students and their families can attend the baseball game for a discounted price. It doesn't matter whether you're a current student, alumni, family member, or even an incoming Panther. All are welcome to be a part of this exciting event. Starting at 5:30, there will be a pregame celebration at the stadium. Buy your tickets now before they sell out. And the Anaheim Ducks are in the Western Conference Finals. Their best-of-7 series against the Chicago Blackhawks starts Sunday at the Honda Center. So far this postseason, the Ducks have been led by Corey Perry, who leads the NHL with 15 postseason points. They lead all postseason teams with an average of almost 4 goals a game. The Ducks come into the series hot, but the Blackhawks have experience. They have won 2 Stanley Cups with their current group of players. The Blackhawks' leading scorer is Patrick Kane, whose 13 points are second only to Perry. Game 1 will be at the Honda Center on Sunday at noon. Be sure to tune in, or if you can get to the pond, you won't want to miss it. And you mad, bro? It may be old news, but this Seahawks fan could not be happier to report, for all of you living under a rock, that NFL Golden Boy Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games to start off the season this fall. The Patriots organization was also fined $1 million and forfeited 2 draft picks, one this coming year, and one in the 2017 season. His suspension comes after a report released last week that he was, more probably than not, involved in the deflation of footballs in the AFC Championship game. Brady and the NFLPA have submitted an appeal of the NFL's ruling, and Roger Goodell appointed himself as arbitrator for the appeal, but the NFLPA plans to call him as a witness to prevent that. No word yet if owner Robert Kraft is still expecting that apology. Well, I just want to say it has been great producing sports this year, and as weird as it sounds, I'm going to miss the 3 a.m. Thursday nights. So for the very last time, I'm Sammy Harrelson, and this has been the Best Campus Sports Show. Thank you, guys.
Sammy, thanks so much. It's been a great pleasure to have you as our sports director this year, and it's been a lot of fun.
It has.
Agreed. It's been a good year. We'll be right back with entertainment.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmidt College of Science at Chapman University. Explore.
Welcome back to Chapman News. We're getting down to the end of it here.
We're almost done. It is now time for the last entertainment segment of the year. Maritza, what you got?
Thank you, Wes. Well, if you need to take a break from all that final studying, there is a ton going on this weekend right here in Orange County. Tomorrow, some of the best in music are taking the stage at the Hana Center for Powerhouse 2015. Kanye West, Ludacris, B.O.B., Tinashe, and G-Eazy are just some of the artists that will be performing, plus even some surprise guests. The concert will kick off with a Powerhouse pre-party at 4 p.m. at an outdoor stage with more music performances before doors open to the main stage at 6 p.m. You're still in time to get your tickets online at power106.com. And Soundcheck, one of the a cappella groups on campus, teamed up with a YouTuber and cover girl Mahogany Locks, and this is to make a promotional video for the movie Pitch Perfect 2. The female members of Soundcheck were invited by Awesomeness.tv to sing an a cappella cover of the song Nobody Loved by Tori Kelly. Aaron Theodorakis, music director of Soundcheck, talks about when they got the call.
We need groups. Here are the days we're filming. Here are the songs. Tell us if you're available. And we jumped on that immediately. We were like, yes, we want to be on a music video.
The ladies of Soundcheck were extremely grateful for this opportunity and are excited to work on more projects similar to this one in the future. And Pitch Perfect 2 is in theaters starting today. And tomorrow and Sunday, Long Beach will be hosting one of the biggest Pride events of the nation. In years past, over 80,000 people have attended this weekend festival. This year, they'll have 5 large dance areas and a main stage, and of course, just entertainment for everyone, a family fun zone for kids, and a teen Pride dance party, and of course, parades. Tickets can be purchased online or at the gate for $20. And next week, to kick off the summer, Disneyland will be celebrating its 60-year anniversary with a diamond celebration. The festivities begin with a 24-hour event to celebrate the magic in both Disneyland and California Adventure Park beginning at 6 a.m. next Friday, May 22nd. Guests will enjoy the premieres of 3 brand new shows, a new parade, new fireworks, and the new presentation of the wonderful World of Color. With graduation right around the corner, it looks like there's a ton of new stuff to do around the area. Wes, Leah, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm on the move, going to Texas.
You're going to Texas. Wait,
Lubbock?
I'm going to Texas.
Lubbock.
Lubbock. Well, I'll see you there.
All right, see you there. I can't believe this is our last Chapman News show. I mean, we've been with the show for 3 or 4 years now. I mean, you've been in it longer than I have, from the beginning, really. And you know, we've devoted our Thursday nights here. We've been here every Thursday night, and spent time as a family. And I can really say that, like, walking away from here, I'm gonna miss each and every one of you. And this is my Chapman News family.
It's been a lot of fun. First of all, we got to thank a few people. Pete, Dave, got to thank Mom and Dad, all the moms and dads for putting up with all the nonsense. The one thing that I really had to look forward to every week was doing the Chapman News show. So this has been a really great experience. It's been a great 4 years. Thank you, everybody, for everything. And now, before we go, for the very last time, I'm Wes Rappaport.
And I'm Leah Freeman. Have a good summer. And here's our senior tribute.